I see this all the time. Athletes that have trained for years, perfect mechanics, flawless routines, but the moment that they get close to breaking through, something inside hesitates. It's not fear of failure that stops them, it is fear of success. Because when you think about it, winning changes everything. And deep down inside, your system knows it. Your nervous system does. The second you succeed, then expectations are higher. Expectations are now exacerbated. More eyes on you, more responsibility, less room to fail. And when that pressure collides with uncertainty, hesitation then takes the helm. I've seen it across every sport. A baseball player that could have finished strong, but instead threw the towel. A tennis player that holds her serve back at match point. It's not skill, it's survival. The body protecting itself from what it thinks happens after victory. Fear of success isn't weakness, it's the nervous system's defense to transformation. Because success isn't just winning, it's becoming someone new. And that does come with a cost. Athletes don't talk about this part, but every transition, even positive ones, comes with grief. You're leaving behind the version of you that had excuses, who could stay comfortable in the chase. You're shedding the underdog identity. And your brain, it does grieve that loss. I call it pre-grieving. It's the sadness and the anxiety that comes right before transformation and success. Because your mind already knows that there's something that's about to change. I see it in patterns every day. Athletes start performing worse when the stakes are higher, not because they can't handle pressure, but because their subconscious links success with instability. You win once and people expect you to win again and again. You stand out and suddenly the comfort of anonymity goes away. The spotlight can feel like exposure. And anxiety, that's just your mind saying, I don't feel in control of the now. Psychology calls this the Jonah complex, the fear of realizing your full potential. But for athletes, it's more than theory. It's lived reality, the conflict between safety and ambition. And until the internal split is resolved, the athlete stays caught between drive and doubt. One foot on the grass and one foot on the brake. I see the same mistakes over and over again. Some athletes try to outrun the fear. They overtrain, overthink, chase perfection, hoping discipline will erase anxiety. But fear of success isn't in your muscle. It's in your perception of change. You can't lift it away. Others then swing to the opposite extreme. They downshift, convince themselves that they don't care anymore. They say things like, it's just a game. Oh, I'll try next season. That's bargaining. The pre-grieving stage where the mind tries to soften the loss before it even happens. And then there's distraction, endless scrolling, new routines, and unnecessary adjustments. All noise designed to drown out the silence where the truth lives. But you can't distract your way out of transformation because distraction only pauses growth. It never prevents it. These tactics don't work because they ignore the central root, the emotional root. The small voice saying, I'm afraid of what comes after I win. Until that voice is heard, you'll keep looping. Over and over. Go, stop, repeat. When athletes finally stop running from this, everything changes. The fix isn't about just fighting fear. It's about building capacity. Capacity to build comfort and then feel that comfort without confusing it with danger. Right now, while I'm working with athletes, I don't tell them to relax all the time. I teach them to stabilize, to breathe, to anchor, and stay present while their identity upgrades. That's what anxiety really is. Your nervous system adjusting to new altitude. Step one is naming it. You have to recognize the hesitation for what it is, a pre-grieving phase. You're not broken. You're just releasing the old version of you. That's why I use tools like the sacrificial and compensational behavioral goals. One goal costs comfort, the other restores control. Together, they teach the mind that growth and safety can coexist. And then comes stillness. Athletes are trained to move, not feel. But stillness is where you integrate success. When that fear rises, pause, breathe. That's your system processing change in real time. The more you hold space for that tension, the more it turns into strength. You start to see anxiety not as a threat, but as adaptation, like a resistance band. The harder it pulls, the stronger you become when you stay with it. But sometimes, even with structure and awareness, the fear runs deeper. You've done the journaling, the breath work, the visualization, and it still lingers. That's when it's not about control anymore. It's about healing. That's when I tell athletes, you don't need more motivation. You need reprogramming. Because when fear of success is rooted in emotional memory, like being punished for standing out or feeling isolated after achievement, you can't outthink it. You have to re-educate the nervous system. That's where cognitive hypnotherapy and performance coaching comes in. We guide the mind back to the origin, to the first moment success felt unsafe and rewrite the meaning. When that meaning changes, finally the body lets go. And suddenly success no longer feels like a threat. It feels like home. So if you've been holding back, if you know you're capable of more, but something keeps pulling you back, it's not a lack of discipline. It's a fear of transition. It's your system pre-grieving who it was before growth. You don't have to fight that. You have to grow through it. At Revive Therapy, that's exactly what we do. Helping athletes, helping high performance move through anxiety and then move past it. Restructure the mind and step into their next level of calm, confidence, and control. You were never really truly afraid of winning. You were afraid of expanding without the necessary stability. So build the stability and let success take care of itself. Let's go. Have you felt that fear of success has been holding you back? Write the comments down below. I'd love to hear them. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.